Hello collective, welcome to the channel. It is August 1st, 2025, and I'm back with another message. Thanks for being here, everybody. The time is 4:35. We'll tap right in and get a storyline for the collective. Storyline for the collective, please, Spirit. Storyline for the collective. Central energy. In the central energy, we have the Ten of Cups. So you've got total love and support here. Somewhere out there is divine love. In the challenge position, we've got the Eight of Wands reversed. So there's some delays or perhaps a holding off. Could be some kind of frustration. Waiting. In the subconscious, we've got the Emperor reversed. So you're still dealing with this tyrant. In the recent past, we've got the Wheel of Fortune. So the wheel has turned. Intentions and expectations. Justice. The law of cause and effect. In the near future, the devil. The devil, the tyrant. You might be feeling this energy. It's heavy, it's intrusive, it's invasive. It's like this energy wants to push in and remind everybody exactly why they're unworthy. They're upset. The law of cause and effect is in order, and they're angry. They want to offload like they've always done. Offload, offload, offload. We just happen to be in a pretty intense position right now. They're not quitting. There's delays because they just won't cooperate. So in the lens it's being looked through, we've got the Six of Wands reversed. Somebody's been discredited. They're very upset. They've been found to be unpopular. They're in this toxic devil energy. They're getting what they deserve. Whatever they put out is what they're getting back. The wheel has turned, and we've got this tyrant devil here who's could be going a little bit cuckoo. In the environment, we've got the Three of Pentacles. Power of Three, somebody learning together, doing something together, collaborating. Hopes and fears. What are they hoping or fearing, Spirit? They're hoping for a King of Pentacles, to become a King of Pentacles, to gain wealth. Or maybe they're afraid of a King of Pentacles who's very disciplined. The outgoing energy, please. King of Wands, overcoming challenges. And the Lovers and the Star. So there is a deep love, which is a choice, right? The strength of two together. They're here in their light energy, their light body. It could be that they're shining very brightly, very big energy. And somebody's got some difficult decisions to be made. They've got to adapt to whatever this is that's going on because they have failed to control the foundation here. Queen of Pentacles is, I guess, in charge of or has obtained the wealth, the inheritance, the Ten of Pentacles. And the Lovers here, or the Two of Cups here, have their freedom to move forward into their life. There may be some kind of a proposal that comes in, or maybe you're following your heart and there is the fruits of your labor. And I know right now the feeling, what we got here, the feeling, because you worked real, look, the Empress worked real friggin' hard. So the feeling here is this tyrant devil. This tyrant devil is in a bad energy. He's so angry about this Empress coming into the fruits of her labor. Furious. It's bad, narcissistic, misogynistic devil energy. It's like the death squeeze, you know, they're so upset. People could be laughing at them. Well, their wishful thinking or their illusions have been released. So yeah, their illusions are no longer functioning. Their magic doesn't work. So everybody can see that it's a tyrant reversed, or it's an emperor reversed, a tyrant, a dominator wannabe. They can see that this is a very codependent devil energy that's very toxic and cruel. You know, all about sexuality, and so they're being discredited. It's like this, they're being divorced, and they're divorced out, cut off of the Ace of Pentacles abundance. And it could be very well that that is happening by the King of Cups and a Queen of Wands here. So they're very passionate, they're very loving, and they're coming into their new cycle, and they're like, look, we're disconnecting from you, and we don't want to have anything to do with you. But you've got this energy here, which is still doing their very best to push in. And they're pushing in real, real hard. It's nasty. It's like they want to remind this Empress of just how worthless she is, you know? Of no value, fat, you know, short, plain, peasant, you know, all the bad things that any narcissist, misogynist might find to say, and they're very good. I mean, the one thing they're good at with being clever with is insult to the divine feminine. Anyway, they're pushing in real hard because Divine Feminine has a new beginning here, and they're like, wait a minute. So you got your Ten of Cups, total love and support. It could be that you are with a community. You're in divine love. You're surrounded by it. You're getting a dream come true. There's something special happening. You could be in total, there could be a total support of this community that you're entering into as the Empress. Yeah, there's a tower here. This devil is in a tower. And all the history that they've been doing to these, to the lovers and to marriage is coming out. There's like the truth here. The King of Swords knows the truth about them binding lovers. Or it could be that the King of Swords has given them some kind of a restriction, and now there is a celebration for the lovers. Take it as it resonates. We're moving forward strongly. Yeah, this devil's in a tower. The energy is really bad. They're wanting to disrupt a union. They want to push kingdom spouses and divine unions apart. So they're putting this black, it's a black energy. It's a frequency, it's a vibration, and it's very unsettling in the waters. It doesn't feel like fear, it feels like agitation. But it's not just regular agitation within the heart. It's like the whole chakra system is receiving some kind of a charge. They could have some kind of a technology, or maybe this is just a magnificent occult thing. I don't know. Take as it resonates. There's a thing on the throat chakra. It's like it's a pressure. So we got the Ten of Cups here. Divine love. You're just about there. It's so beautiful and so loving, and yet they want to remind you the energy and the presence of this energy here. It's like it's subliminally coded with those many reasons that they have let Divine Feminine know why she's unworthy. So it's like it's just this bad feeling that's just aligned in all of the energy centers, and it's kind of the ears are ringing. So it could be a weapon of sorts, some kind of technology. Yeah, so you've got, your dreams are coming true, man, and somebody has to accept it. They have lost you. They're in sorrow about it. They got to move on. You're moving on. They're messed up in the head. They're trying to reach out and really throughout the centuries, you've perished in many different ways. Some very horrific and traumatizing, and that trauma has embedded itself into like the cellular memory, and even the spirit and the soul. I mean, even though it's a different element, it's like this energy, this charge, this frequency has been imbued into those spaces and places. And so it's like this tyrant devil is trying to like activate some kind of lifelong or centuries long traumatic wound. They need to flip this, and it's not just regular uncomfortableness or disturbances. Just so you know. So the thing is that they're in a panic. Things are slowing down, and they could be trying their best to delay you. They're very frustrated. They're trying to cause you frustration. So they're trying to disrupt the energy centers of the body. They want to remind you of all the reasons why you were ever rejected or hurt, and what they did to you to cause that pain that you can remember, so that it activates the memory within all of your other subtle bodies, and then you really feel it. And they're hoping that you will wrap it with some emotional pain energy, and then start spinning with it, feeling it, thinking it, spinning with the emotion of it. This is a technique, and it's just very strong right now. breathing into it, adding the element of air, adding the element of water to this type of a thing. The water will flush the waters of the body. It'll replace these waters that are being inundated with a frequency. And the element of air will get in there and break up this smoky kind of a energy that's like clinging to the energy center, right? So you add the element of air, you wrap it up in this fresh air, and then you blow it out. So yeah, we got some delays here, or there is a slowdown. We have the Hierophant. So whoever this is that's in sorrow over this Ten of Cups union, they're panicking. That's what's going on here. They're panicking because the Hierophant is here. Could be God, the Most High God. Take it as it resonates, whatever your higher source is. Could be, you know, somebody in your community. I don't know. Take it as it resonates. Could be your higher self. But you're dealing with this Emperor reversed here. He's lost. He's got to move on. But he's here. He has no discipline, and he has no off switch. It's like he's just gonna. It's like he's an automaton or something. You know, it's like the people have been driven by this mental magic and software, like programming being ran through the bio processor of the organic being. And that's what they were doing, but it's like that's happening to this person also, and they're driven by this devil energy. So they're behaving very reckless. They want to control these loving unions. They don't want to give it up. See, they like lust. They don't want loyalty. They don't want traditional family, you know, family trees, legacies. So he's here. He wants to dominate the lovers, but the lovers have a great strength together. The wheel has turned in the recent past. And you're in your chariot. It could be that you have gone, or there is a separation happening. There is movement happening. This is, the other day there was the message that there are, what was it exactly? I think it was unlimited universes or something like that. So it's like the Most High is in control of the timelines. You know, the sky, creation, those connections with Source Divine, with creation. The sky belongs to the sun. Now you can take that literally, or you can take it for the God of the sun. The upper dimensional, you know, giant, multifaceted beings that carry a magnificent light in them. I mean, so justice is here, the law of cause and effect. I'm doing a little slower today because I'm kind of breathing into this energy. If it's going too slow, just hit the fast forward button, please. So justice is being served, the law of cause and effect, and we've got the Five of Pentacles here. So they're in fear. They're losing everything. They're facing poverty. And they're fighting. They're fighting. They're not backing down. They don't want to, but they're panicking because and frustrated because the Most High God is making their lives kind of messed up right now. The devil is here, codependent and toxic. The energy is pretty, look, and we've got Empress. It came out in the upright and then slid into the reverse. So there could be an Empress in the reverse that is in the devil energy. And then you've got the Emperor reversed here also that wants to dominate the new cycle regarding marriage and property and all of that. So there's a devil here. It is an Empress reversed. These people have lost credibility. They're found to be unpopular. They're putting out some really toxic energy. Yeah, so they've been found to be unpopular. They've been discredited. And again, we've got justice. So intentions and expectations is justice. It could be the wheel turns, you're in your chariot, you're moving away. Like there's a separation happening. Justice, they're losing everything. They've been discredited. 6 of Wands in the reversed. Nobody really likes what they got going on anymore. And justice again. So the law of cause and effect. Like they got double justice here. They've lost their wealth, their material wealth, and they've also lost their reputation. They're mad. So we have a 3 of Pentacles here in the environment. Teamwork, collaboration, building something quickly. There's something being built very quickly. There's a quick change happening. There is the King of Pentacles here. And we've got research, shining a light, doing some research, seeking the truth. And the outgoing energy is the King of Wands, overcoming challenges. Maybe this team is here taking quick action to shine a light or do some research regarding a King of Pentacles. Take it that as it resonates. We've got the King of Wands here, overcoming challenges, overcoming the illusion, overcoming an illusion. And yeah, again, look at that. 7 of Cups, illusion. And completing, like 10 of Wands, or well, you know, I mean, what the heck? They might be heavily burdened by fear or anxiety regarding the illusions that they were casting. Now, I don't know, but it could be that they're overcoming challenges regarding the illusion, and they're putting a completion. It's ending the cycle of this heavy burden regarding illusion. It could be that too. Take it as it resonates. On the bottom of the deck, we do have the 9 of Cups, and that's why I mentioned the second one, because it is a wish come true. And we've got the Wheel of Fortune here. So again, the Wheel of Fortune, the cycle turns. And so the wheel is turning. It turned in the recent past. And then in the outgoing energy, we have the wheel turning still. So on this wish come true. So it's like the wheel turned, you're in your chariot, you're moving forward into justice, like moving forward into removing the money. But here in the, we're going to have to find out about that. So wish come true, the wheel turns, and we've got the High Priestess here reconciled. leaving home. This high priestess that they've been messing with, this Emperor and Empress reverse, they've been messing with this high priestess. And the Hierophant is right here giving them a challenge. The devil's days of proposals, romantic proposals, are over. You could have a codependent devil coming in to try to give a proposal as a Knight of Cups. But it looks like the devil's proposals are being withdrawn. Like their opportunity for that is they're getting left behind by what, Divine Feminine or whoever it is that they're proposing to. They're being a little this passionate whatever this devil reverse kind of thing they had going on. They're disappointed. They're getting left behind, and you're just too strong. You've got this strong, potent love. They're getting left behind by strong, potent love. Yeah, because you got your freedom. Divine Masculine has his freedom here. Emotionally balanced, embracing limitless potential, discovering new and exciting things, exploring. And this devil is in a damn tower. They're in a damn tower and a Three of Swords. They're getting divorced out. It's over. It's like, stop, devil. Just stop. And you're protected here. You're protected. Your contract is protected. And this is it. Death. Their opportunity. This is the end of the cycle of this Emperor and Empress reversed and this devil energy. This is the end of that cycle. It's a death to their relationship with Divine Feminine. And they're in a freaking nightmare, man, having anxiety because it's the completion of it all. And they're disconnected from the light and the wisdom of this Divine Feminine High Priestess and others. Stalker alert. All right. So we got the Ten of Cups here. A divine love, blissful relationships. Yeah. Total love and support, dreams come true. These ones are in sorrow. They got to move on. You're moving on. They're sad that you're moving on. You're finding peace and you're moving on, and they're real sorrowful about that. Excuse me. We got denial. They're moving on. They're being denied. They don't get to take part in this Ten of Cups reward. So you're moving on, and they are denied. They don't get this Ten of Cups reward. They're frustrated. They're panicking. We've got the Hierophant here regarding traditional values, society and its rules. humor. He has a high level of commitment to restoring happiness. These ones are happiness haters. They despise love. They despise joy and contentment within that energy. You know, their job and their joy is to split it up and to have people in misery. So it's like they're panicking because the Hierophant, Most High, or whatever you want to look at that as, is looking here in humor, focusing on the lighter side of life. The Emperor reversed is here. He's a dominator. He's been controlling the lovers, the unions, the marriages, the contracts. He may be reckless. He's been reckless. He's been reckless with people who were thankful for life and the opportunities that it presents. He was reckless with people who had values that were not their own. He's disconnected from intuition. It could be that there's an Emperor reversed here who's being very stubborn, and that he is he lacks discipline regarding unions of certain strong-willed, grateful people. Weird. The wheel turns. You got the Chariot here. There's a victory. You're moving forward. Justice is being served. They're losing everything. They're in a... we got trust in the reverse. So it's like, trust no one? You trust no one. You got this Emperor, Empress reversed out here. You got the Devil. So justice is being served. The law of cause and effect. They're losing everything. You're moving away. You're leaving those people that are not trustworthy, is what that is. The wheel's turning. You've gained a victory over those who are not trustworthy. Justice, law of cause and effect. They've lost everything. They want forgiveness. We've got this Devil here who is Empress reversed, very selfish, having a lot of anxiety, and then death. This is the end of codependency. This is the end of this type of a thing. You come together and you create, on behalf of family, on behalf of the community, on behalf of strengthening, this games aren't fun when people get hurt, man. So they've been discredited. They're found unpopular. There's death there. They were reckless with beautiful people and the strength of marriages, this contracts. They're in fear. So, they've been discredited. They've been found to be unpopular. We've got justice again, the law of cause and effect. Fairness is happening. It's going to be made fair, and they're afraid. We've got the Three of Pentacles here. So there's a group of people collaborating. They're trying to bring about a swift change, some kind of a movement. They want to manifest something quickly. Oh, and it fails. And it fails. King of Pentacles is here, and we've got the Hermit. So he could be shining a light. He could be watching what they're doing. He has no doubt as to the research that he's collected and gone over. He has inner guidance, and there's no doubt as to what's going on here. We've got the King of Wands. Overcoming challenges regarding the illusion. And there could be a completion of that cycle. This whole heavy burden, you know, you go find happy, loving people and then go pile a whole bunch of burden on them and just watch them flounder as they have to transmute that. Yeah, that game's over. The game's over. Judgment is happening on the adversity that they were bringing people who had special gifts of this soul that benefited themselves and others. They denied them the opportunity to live in their purpose. They covered them in heavy, heavy burdens, illusions to the max, times 2, and they piled energetic crap on them like you can't even imagine. They have to accept the things that they cannot change. You remained balanced and harmonious within your vessel, and you did so focusing on happiness, on the lighter side of life. They could not destroy happiness in you, and therefore love and inner harmony remained. So, you know, that kind of stuff takes effort and a whole lot of courage. It does, because these are some scary mofos. Friendship. So the King of Wands isn't here alone. They're looking at this illusion with the, so we've got the Seven of Cups illusion. We've got the Moon hidden. So it's like he's overcome challenges regarding this illusion. And it could be that people are afraid because this is the end. This is the end of that Ten of Wands. It's like you're almost there, you know, right around the corner. And he's not alone. He's got a whole bunch of friends with him. Maybe he's made a lot of friends. Yeah, relationships that are here to serve the higher good. They've grown in consciousness and awareness, and they've got their freedom here. It's the end of that Ten of Wands burden. The burden that this illusion and confusion and chaos and pain and blame and filthying of the energies and harvesting for gain, all that stuff, it's over. You're free of it. They have to surrender their need to control love and the minds of love. What it creates, what it brings forth into the realm. They have to surrender their need to control it. They're very upset. They're in grief because you are here in your purpose, and they envy you because you tell the damn truth, and everybody knows what the truth is. Everybody can hear you and see you, and you know your testimony, your life story, all of that confirms all of these things that have been going on. These ones are in regret because you're successful. You know that there's no greater goal than to love. You take care of the physical vessel that enshrines your soul, you know, and of course, let it be known, when you're in the midst of spiritual warfare and you've got people attacking you, like hundreds if not thousands of people targeting you with their black magic and their energy influences and their technologies and their mental driving of this freaking soap opera through the brain while they're agitating the energy and hoping you're going to match it with your emotions, the magnetism, which makes it potent, right? I mean, it takes a lot to manage the health and well-being of the temple that houses your soul. You got to focus on the love, on the self-love, on self-acceptance. And that means as you age and you see, you know, that things are breaking down, you're getting a pot belly, you know, you like cookies for freaking breakfast or whatever. I don't know. It's about not beating yourself up too bad either, you know. And as you get old, you got to still hold on to that self-acceptance, that self-awareness. And just because right now, and I say this because these ones, like I mentioned when I started out, the energy was like these ones pushing in real hard to remind you of all the reasons that you're not desirable or wife material or even friendship material. I mean, the energy here is real heavy. it really helps when you're aware of your energy and what it is that's moving upon you. It really helps when you can kind of categorize the sensations and choose which ones belong to you and which ones don't. Some people are driven by their emotions, and some people do their best to command them because of that reason. You know, if somebody can drive you because of an emotional upset, then that means they own you and your life story. So you've got the Ten of Cups here, total love and support, and then somebody, there's a loss, there's acceptance, there's finding peace, you're moving on, somebody has to move on. They're in denial. They're in denial. They don't want to move on. They're not getting any portion of this Ten of Cups because you're in your purpose. You've reached your goals and you're in your purpose, and they've been denied. They have to get out. They're not part of this Ten of Cups divine love. This is an Emperor and Empress reversed in the devil energy, and they have commanded unions in this previous cycle and driven them into lust. And that, as if that wasn't bad enough, they made it lust for profit. And then it had to include really bad contracts and pain. So anyhow, they don't get to command this environment anymore. They're panicked. Things are slowing down for them. The Hierophant is restoring the lighter side of life. Could be lifting the frequency. Could be lifting the frequency into the happiness frequency. Like maybe what we're doing, because there's some things happening, lots of frequency and vibrations, and perhaps dimensional shifts, timeline adjustments, or step ups. What do they call that? An upgrade. So there could be a sense of a lighter mood kind of being imbued within the people, and you've got these double energies trying to fight against it with these really heavy, dense energies. You're okay. So there's humor, choosing to focus on the lighter side of life, and you've got stability and harmony. So a sense of well-being. A sense of well-being. The Hierophant is restoring a sense of well-being. And in the Ten of Cups community, and these ones are being denied access. This tyrant, Emperor reversed, was dominating loving unions with their energy, with their mind. Like they were driving them into domestic violence. If people were in love, they got to experience love for a little while, maybe even have a child, but then they would drive them apart, They're very good at it. So they were dominating the relationships of people who were very certain of their gratitude for their union. They loved driving those people apart. They thought it was a competition, a challenge. Pride. Out of pride. So the wheel is turned. You're in the Chariot. You're moving forward. You have a victory over those who are not trustworthy, over those who are not connected to the divine. We've got justice in the reverse. It was unfair. These people who were treating you unfairly, these people who you cannot trust, these people who don't have inner connection to Source Divine. So you're leaving them behind. They were unjust. It was unfair. And you're leaving it. Justice is being served on that. They're losing everything. They're penniless. And they want forgiveness. They want forgiveness. They've lost everything in their passion project, trying to steal your destiny. And now they want forgiveness because the law of cause and effect is upon them. So every bad thing that they wanted for you is coming back on them. We've got the Devil energy here and Empress reversed, and we've also got Death. Is scheduled. They know. What is this? The death penalty? Did they receive some kind of a... Did they go to court? I mean, what's going on? I mean, I'm not laughing at that. I'm laughing at, it's like knives. It's like deep on the inside. It's like a weird feeling. It's very uncomfortable. So they've been discredited. The justice is here. The law of cause and effect, and they're in fear of being alone, of being sick, of being alone. In the environment, we've got the Three of Pentacles, a team of people, at least three, working together, collaborating together. They're trying to get something to happen very swiftly, and it's going to fail. And they're frightened. They're paranoid. Whatever they did here, now I don't know if this is past, present, or future. Take it as it resonates. They're very depressed. They're very frightened. This work that they did failed. King of Pentacles is here, doing some research, shining a light on the situation. He's very certain about what he's finding. There's no doubt. There is no doubt. There's no doubt. They're going to be like made blind to families. They're going to lose their third eye sight, perhaps. Their ability to astral project or astral travel or remote view, perhaps, because they misuse their gifts. So he's shining a light on what they're doing. He's making certain that he knows the history, and they're being made blind to family. They're not going to be able to spy on the territory or in the bedrooms, you know, when you're doing their things. They're not going to be able to stand there as invisible men or women or whatever and watch you do your thing, you know, and then have conversations with each other. So they're not going to be able to do that. That's coming to an end. It's very rude behavior. So yeah, they can't do that anymore. There could be mentally disturbed. They may have some supernatural disturbances going on. These people who failed, that could be why they're paranoid and frightened. Confined. So King of Wands is here. He's overcoming some challenges with this illusion. We've got somebody who's what? Paranoid, having anxiety regarding the completion of your Ten of Wands burden for your friends. Like there is some kind of a they're being unfreedomed, whoever this is, or what this could be is that, so he's overcoming challenges regarding these illusions. Somebody's afraid of the Ten of Wands burden that you had been in. It could be that the friends of this devil and this Empress reversed are losing their freedom also, that were helping with this illusion. These friends here, perhaps in the environment, this Three of Pentacles, they're all mentally disturbed. They're all having problems, and they're getting ready to learn. They're getting ready to go through the lessons that you had to go through, you know, because they were trying to, because their days of dominating the fruits of your labor are over. This is the conclusion. And now they're overloaded. They're overwhelmed by your new family tree of light. The Hierophant and the, so this is very high vibing union. Sweethearts. And the family here is very high vibing. It's full of love. Full of love. It could be that there's some kind of a hesitation you may have because you've been stalked and, you know, you had to deal with this for quite some time. But there's a promise that you'll be able to relax. You can be at peace. Yeah. You survived natural disasters and illnesses. You've reached your goal. You made your goal. These bad ones right here, they said that it was an impossibility. You should never have made it. They made it so that you could not do it. But you figured it out. And now they're protesting here. They're objecting because you're getting your reward. And they have to stop. Their ability, their gifts are being stopped. They're losing their gifts. So, you know, because of what they've done here. There's evidence of what they have collaborated with against you. And your alliances here, wow. So your alliances are here. And there's a curse on these indulgent ones. It's like they could have returned the curse to these indulgent ones, you know, them commanding the fruits of your labor. Every cycle you worked, you walked a path, you suffered, you overcame it, you still held yourself together and supported yourself in a good way without turning violent. And then these ones would come in and then unalive you or whatever, I guess, and then step in as you and then claim the reward for it. And that's what they've been trying to do. Curse, curse, curse. And now it looks like the curse is back on them. They're stubborn. They don't want to hear it. They're very arrogant because eternal love has persevered. Or you're getting eternal love because you did persevere. And they're so mad. They're so mad because you're worth saving and you're going to get a whole bunch of money. And they're being separated from you. It's like your inner peace is now private. Like they can't get on you. The only way that they'd ever be able to get into your mind or find out how you're feeling, what's your energy level, what kind of energy are you having, are you mad, are you sad, are you happy, are you comfortable, how can we mess that up, all that good stuff. They can no longer do that. Anything that they're going to see from you is going to be probably from the internet or the online community tabs or whatever. And they're very, very stressed. They could be going through withdrawals because they might be addicted to your energy, you know, being around you, and they're no longer able to do that. It could be that with that mental disturbance and all of that, that supernatural stuff, that they just have a lot of stuff going on in their head. You've rejected them. Because you've rejected them, they're no longer covered by your energy and all of that good stuff, and now they're messed up. They're messed up because they did a whole bunch of magic. A whole network did magic. So it's all going back. Their coach wants to compromise their teacher or whatever, because they're being cast away. They're being made homeless. They're losing their houses and stuff. They need the mercy of the blessing. Or maybe this is happening for the history of the traps they have laid for people to steal their blessing, their reward, their life of luxury. They're in danger. Their strategy was to bring danger, to cause accidents for good moral humans who have earned merit. They wanted to unalive them. They wanted to step in and claim the identity and then claim the prize. You know, because if they could sacrifice them, then they could trap the energy and continue to pull off of it and dress up in it and say, yeah, it's me, right? I guess that's the way it works. That's what I've been picking up from the sense of knowing, anyway. So now they're furious. These mask wearers are furious because there's death here. It's over. This is done. They can't do it to you anymore. They're getting kicked out of the mental body. They can't spy on you in your home. They can't do magic and curse your home, your business, your life, your mind, your health, any of that. They're done. And they're bound to the commitments that they made. They are bound to those commitments that they made while they were bringing and sending insanity to you. So that mental disturbance, that supernatural stuff, it's coming back to them. Yeah. They were playing in the minds of marriage contracts that were sweet. They were bringing conflict to marriages. They prayed. They used religion to bully people, or it could be religious people. These could be religious people. Emperor, Empress reverse, double energy. These could be religious people that were bullying you. But you triumphed. And those who were bribed to move against you have lost. They've lost. Death and schedule. Like they're on the schedule, man. Is the devil here to collect this couple? Is the devil here to collect this prideful couple? Maybe they want to plan a death, but their death came out first, and that's endings. And the ending has been scheduled. It has been organized for these soldiers. These happiness haters. There's an old woman in despair here regarding your reunion, your coming together. So the Ten of Cups is here. Divine love, total love and support. These ones are in sorrow. They got to move on. They're receiving a denial. You've reached your goal. You're at the top there. You tippity top. Like these ones were complaining because the life path they set you on was an impossibility. You weren't not supposed to make it. You have surpassed Like, wait, you're up there. You're on the top of the darn mountain. Like, you overachiever, you. Merchant. You're the new merchant. It could be that you are the new person who decides what comes into the territory. I don't know. Maybe that's your job, buying and selling. Maybe you're in charge over. Maybe you're in charge of watching out for people who are coming in to scope out. Like, maybe you're the sentry or the one who sends out the smoke signals from the top of the mountain when you see people coming or something. I don't know. Take it as it resonates. The new lookout. Of course, it could be that this merchant is going to make a journey according to the Lord. The Lord's sending the merchant on a journey, maybe. Maybe you are in charge of who has to move on and who gets to stay. Maybe you are now have this relationship with the merchant. You know, the previous chapter, they had a relationship with this merchant and they were buying and selling vital force for a long time. And it could be that maybe you got control of that process. They're panicking about this Hierophant. He's raising the frequency. He's raising the positivity in the mind. He's raising the stability. Bringing about harmony, reasons to be happy. We've got the Messenger in the reverse. These ones are challenged because they can't message you, they can't contact you, they can't send you a letter, they can't telepathically communicate, they can't call you up. This Emperor reversed here. He was wanting to dominate the lovers, or it could be that this Emperor and his Empress here. Well, I don't know. No, he was dominating marriage contracts and the minds of contracts. He was driving people in domestic violence and such. He was driving people into divorce and infidelity. People who knew they loved each other and were grateful for life. Out of their pride, they took it upon themselves to really F with them so that they would lose their opportunity to be in love, to create anything together. Love. They're about pride. This was a war between pride and love. So the wheel has turned. You're in your chariot. You gained a victory over those who are untrustworthy, those who are not connected to the divine. We've got justice in the reverse. They were being very unfair. And there's a forward momentum happening here for those who were not fair, who did not treat you right. They lied about everything. They might be getting... Sweetheart. They lied about this, sweetheart. They were very, very, very unfair. So, the wheel is turning for this sweetheart, and she's got a victory over them. They were very unfair, and they lied a whole bunch, and now justice is being served. It's being made right. They did a whole bunch of lies. They did a whole bunch of things that were untrustworthy. They betrayed, and then committed immoral acts. So justice, the law of cause and effect is here. They're suffering a loss. Five of Pentacles. They're lost everything. They've lost everything. They're wanting forgiveness. This third party enemy is wanting forgiveness for coming after your fate. Probably for spying on your fate, for coming after your fortune. They knew who you were. They spent this whole entire cycle perfecting the art of being brutal, and they still failed to gain your fortune. It's right there, and now they're in trouble. We got the double energy here. Codependent and toxic. Empress reversed. Feeling overwhelmed, anxious. There's death here on the schedule. We've got waiting in the reverse, so it's happening now. It's right away. There's no waiting. They've been discredited. Six of Wands in the reverse. Unpopular. Again, the justice is here. Things are being made fair. They're in fear. They're disappointed. They're alone. They're sick. A priest. A priest has been discredited. That could be this Emperor reversed. Empress, take it as it resonates. So they're in fear. They're alone. They're a priest. Maybe they're afraid of a priest. Because yesterday's reading was about the ancient, like a high priestess and a priest. But I don't think so, because there's disappointment, isolation, the law of cause and effect, discredited. Yeah, so this priest has been discredited. There's the Three of Pentacles here, working as a team to try to bring about some quick results. Doing something quickly, trying to get a swift change. It fails, and they are in fright. They're paranoid. This is a bunch of pleasure seekers that are they're paranoid now. King of Pentacles is here, shining a light with the Hermit card. Doing some research. He has no doubt about who needs to lose their sight or be disconnected from the family. The other day, I received message that it was a flawless victory. It's like these are the final things happening, but there's still some really heavy energy that's just pushing in. It's a little bit of a challenge, you know, when you're trying to, you know, just freaking be happy and get your work done and, you know, be productive. It can be look, we've got false. So they're being made blind to the family because of all the lies they said, because of they're just false people, and they're happiness haters. They like to hurt people. They lied about the family. It could be that they lied about the family. They could have said that they were, you know, a good family man or whatever, and that was a lie. They have a false family. Take it as it resonates. King of Wands is overcoming challenges of this illusion. People are in fear, or somebody is in fear. They're of a Ten of Wands burden. Maybe they're afraid of a Ten of Wands burden. They're losing their freedom. It could be friends, or maybe it's this King of Wands and his friends, which are unfreedoming, false people. It's like this false family. Could be a false family. Shining a light, truth seeking. There's no doubt about what? There could be a false family. And they're going to be losing their gifts. Death. So it's like this is a completion of a Ten of Wands burden for you. It could have been done by your friends, like your team. King of Wands has a team, right? We've got confinement. They're bringing confinement. They're ending Ten of Wands, or they're bringing a Ten of Wands to these false people. There could be, the friends might be happy. There could be some kind of a celebration. There's a surprise. This confinement or this unfreedoming is a surprise to these ones. They're in fear, having anxiety. There's a whole group. There's a family here. There's a whole group of pleasure seekers. You got 3 there, and then you got the 3 of Pentacles. There could be 6 people. 7, 8, 9. 10, 11, 12. There could be a scholar's wife that is sick or sad with melancholy. Malady, they're sick. They might need money. Somebody's sick. Maybe they're sick over the fact that you're getting the money. Belongs to you. They're in despair over this reunion. This old woman is an enemy, soldier, foe. So this is a feminine enemy working in this, as she could be, you know what? Yeah, she's an enemy of a young woman, or she could be a shape-shifting somebody masquerading as a young woman, coming to the wedding as an innocent person. Or maybe she wants to, what is this? An old woman enemy, soldier, foe of a young woman. She might be trying to bring a misfortune to this woman and a child at a wedding. She has hope for it. She wants to steal the gift and the wings. So the status, the identity. So she's still there in their thoughts. They could be communicating with somebody. They could be communicating with, this may be a friend. This might be a friend, a servant of somebody who is prideful, the peacock. They're sighing because you've got the house and everybody's talking about it. So they need to, they need you to just go away, be a widower, and they need, because they're in a prison in their mind, they need to swap places with you bad. So there's happiness here regarding, we got service and death. It could be that there is a service, maybe the death angel or whatever is here. On behalf of Lord, and we got lover, the love of the Lord. Take it as it resonates. Somebody is praying for forgiveness or whatever, because it has been found true that you are consistently faithful, loyal, and they're sick over it. Sick. They lied so bad. They're sick over it. They're in trouble, you know. I'm gonna go ahead and, well, no, I'm not. I'm gonna get one more out here for you. It's not too bad. be prepared for some energetic hanky-panky. You might want to consider doing a purification ritual or bath. These ones are out here, they're a little desperate. And they have wisdom that they probably shouldn't have had. This old lady is wanting to come in and overtake a vessel. She's an ancient witch. She's a Jezebel, succubus, shapeshifter. Yeah, these are very dangerous people. Ten of Cups here. Ten of Cups, divine love. Somebody's being denied. They've got to get on down the road. They got to move on. They're making a journey with the merchant for mimicking, for pretending to be you. They got to get on down the road. They got to get on down the road. They're not allowed on the territory. They're not allowed in this Ten of Cups union because they were mimicking people and then having deals and relationships with this, business deals with this merchant. And it could very well be that this is you're the century for this. So yeah, these people, they're going on a journey with the merchant for mimicking somebody who is in a union. Like they replaced people. They were replacing people. I heard the masculine say that to somebody a few days ago, replace you. And I thought, that is such a rude freaking thing to say. Probably his wife. Who dared speak. So we got panic. Everything's slowing down for these folks right now, or because the Hierophant's here, lifting up humor and harmony. Uplifting the mood, the energy, the frequency, and the stability here. So these ones are not allowed to send messages. They're not allowed to communicate with people of a higher frequency. It's like, I don't know what's happening here, but something's happening. They're slowing down. They're holding off. Like they're being held off. They're being held off from happy people, from harmonious and stable people. They cannot messenger them. I don't know if this is going to be with the social media, but we saw that other card came out there. They were looking at the phones, but their backs were to each other, and it said online community. And it said introvert. So I don't know if they're getting separated from the online community, or if that's the only way that they're going to be able to see anything at all. But it's messenger in the reverse, so maybe they're just not able to communicate or have anything. Yeah, they're being warned. They're being warned. Do not contact, do not try to message anybody in this Ten of Cups union and territory. They're being watched. They're being watched. They're being listened to. But they're still very, very negatively, energetically charged. The Emperor reversed is here. They were controlling the minds and the lives of unions, of marriages, people who knew what they wanted to do, and people who were thankful for life. They could have been disconnecting them from their intuition or messing with their intuition. They were prideful and they were love, and they considered it, these prideful people, this in the reverse here, Emperor, Empress reverse, they considered it a competition, like pride versus love. And it's like, but love never knew that it was in a competition, and it had no idea of the technology and the nasty things that were happening to try to drive them apart. They didn't even know why they were fighting. And these people are out there snickering in the background. Haha, yeah, I got one. Divorce. You know, and then what? Then they go to God and say, look, they're divorced. They can't hold together their union. They're not worthy of a Ten of Cups union. Da-da-da-da. Framework. False accusations. Deceitful testimony. You're flying away. You're taking your love and you're soaring. Out of here. The wheel has turned. You got a victory here. The sweetheart is moving on. They lied. Justice was reversed. They treated her very unfriendly. They were not trustworthy. They were lying about everything. They're, what? The sweetheart was resisting. She resisted the lies. She resisted the unfairness. She resisted it, and she gained a victory over it. So there's justice happening now, and these ones are losing all the money because they lied. These third-party enemies. They want forgiveness for screwing around with your destiny, trying to get your fortune. Reading cards on you, doing magic on you, messing everything up, making life bad for you. We got nature. Nature. They were screwing up nature. They were screwing up your surroundings. They were spying on wherever you went. They wanted to alter your natural nature, your personality, your ability to love, be loyal, support, grow, create, and all of that. They were messing with you so bad to frame you as unworthy of a Ten of Cups union here. They were doing bad stuff. This devil, and then we got the Empress reversed here. They're having anxiety. Death is on the schedule. There's no waiting. There's no waiting. So it's pronto. It's right away. And we've got a heart bond. So there's a heart bond. There's no waiting on this heart bond. It's like these guys got to get out. They got to clear out, man, because we got a Ten of Cups unions that have to come together here. No more waiting on love. We're ready. We're ready to fly. These ones have been discredited. They've been found to be unpopular. They lied. They drove people into crimes. They drove people into disloyalty, domestic violence, all these things, man. They drove people into addictions. They drove people into, all kinds of things. This priest, but I don't see this priest as a bad guy. I think this Hierophant right here is the priest. He's a major player. So these ones, this Emperor, Empress reversed, they've been discredited. They did not gain a victory. Justice is happening here. The law of cause and effect. Things are being made fair and proper. Somebody is afraid, I feel, of a priest. It could be this priest is disappointed about a failure. They're alone. We've got direction. We're going a new direction. We're going a new direction. We're not doing this anymore. They're not in charge of marriage contracts. They're not in charge of the pentacles. They're not in charge of the land or people's missions or purpose here. They're no longer in charge of heart bonds and families and generational trees. They're no longer in charge of justice or law or anything. Three of Pentacles is here, working as a team, trying to generate some quick change. It is a failure, and they're frightened by it. These are pleasure seekers that are having paranoia. They're depressed. Whatever it is they're doing failed or is going to fail. Illusion. The illusion fails. The mirror magic fails. The illusion has failed. The Hierophant is raising the frequency, the happiness frequency, the harmonious, heart space, stable, happy frequency. And the illusion can't stick in that environment. So, so what we got here is we got influence, negative influence, because that's cigarette butts and all of that. It came out in the reverse. So the King of Pentacles is here. He's shining a light with the Hermit. The Hermit here. There's no doubt as to who it is that should lose their sight or their ability to see into or be aware of or look into the family. The family. So there is awareness of false people who have been putting in negative influences into the family. And so now they're being made blind. They will no longer be able to be an influence or a negative influence or an influence of any kind regarding family. Because they're illusionists, they lie, they're going to lose their sight. They can't look in on family. They can't have anything to do with family. They're being denied this union. They're going on a journey with this merchant for mimicking. These are the pretenders, the false people. They're no longer able to influence family, unions, marriages, children. They can't set people up for domestic violence or dissatisfaction or give them dreams about infidelity over and over and then have Jezebel or Gigolo come in to solidify it. I mean, they're not going to be able to do that kind of stuff anymore. Yeah, they cannot curse the gifts. They can't bring negative influences to the family and their gifts anymore. They can't take it. They're not their gifts. They were coming in and then harvesting. So the King of Wands can see through that illusion. People are in fear that there is a heavy burden, a 10 of Wands burden here. Somebody's surprised. They're being confined. They're losing their freedom. We've got friends are celebrating. So there's a team with this King of Wands. They're all celebrating. They're happy. They did it. They were able to complete the heavy burden and get rid of those people. No more negative influences on the family. No more driving their minds into, dissatisfaction and loathing. I mean, they can't do that anymore. Look, scavengers, because these are scavengers. They weren't here to produce, to farm, to build, to collaborate, to do anything other than siphon the happiness and the wealth and the love and the stability out of the human beings here. They took advantage of their love and their gifts. They used words like, oh, I love you. But to them, to love you, what they actually love is the idea of getting their claws into you and then destroying you. That's what they mean when they say they love you. And I had to listen to it for years, man. Their words of beauty, I mean, it's very, and you can tell because the energy is not, it's like, it's completely off. But they're very good at it, the manipulation. So sometimes in the beginning it was very difficult to tell. It took time to learn discernment. So yeah, any kind of communication that these ones are trying to have with you is going to roll right off of you. You're waterproof. They have been warned. They have been warned not to try to message you, not to try to contact you. Yeah, they need to stay away, remain at a distance from this community. Their teamwork has been exposed. They're receiving wrath right now and concerned about their survival. As I mentioned, the energy was very, very heavy when I first sat down to do this reading. It has since eased, but just be aware that there's some heavy, heavy stuff happening here. It's like this is the final judgment or something. I hope that this brings clarity to something that you already intuitively knew, and I will see you on the next one, everybody. Bye.